What you are about to witness is a nightmare.
No glimpse, no false metal.
Insufficient data at the moment, Starchild.
Check 1, syphilis. Check 2, syphilis.
Death by hysteria.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Give me a bottle of anything and glazed donut. To go.
Graves, ghouls, and groupies.
All right.
Welcome.
Tally ho. Hello, mates. Hello.
Hello, aloha. Hi.
Hola.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Hey, welcome to Grace. I almost forgot the name of our podcast. I just stuttered there. Welcome to the world of Kenna. Also, welcome to Grey Schools and Groupies. Obviously, I'm Kenna, the tripped up with her tongue co-host. Yikes.
And I'm Maddie, making the sound effects.
Yay! The things these tongues can do. Fellas, I tell you. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Aww.
All right, guys. I'm going to pose a question to Kenna to
I didn't
start this
study.
off.
I'm scared.
Oh, don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's all right. What is your favorite cryptid of all time?
The Fresno Nightcrawler. But also that's tied with, and forgive me because I may screw up his name, and I may also be stepping on your toes right now.
Maybe.
But Sam the Sundown Clown. Isn't that his name?
Sandown.
Sandown?
Yeah.
But it's Sam, right?
Yeah.
Sam the Sandown Clown.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Sundown
not surprised.
sounds scarier, but
Sundown does sound scarier. And, I hadn't, read anything or looked him up in a hot minute. So for that, I think I did a pretty freaking good job of remembering.
great. You did great. And
But
don't
I
worry.
also just want to, give myself a little applause, if you will. But no, undeserved. But yeah, those are, my two favorites. Don't ask why. The clown, I don't know. I think that's cool as fuck. And the Fresno Nightcrawlers are just really cool to me. And it's one that not everyone knows about. And it literally just looks like a pair of pants walking in your backyard. And it's just fucking weird and bizarre. And I love it so much. And, is it a glitch on camera? No. I mean, maybe, but I choose to say no. So what are your favorite cryptids? Who is yours?
Oh man. I think for me, I'm going to have to go with the Wendigo because that's just absolutely horrifying.
Aren't you not supposed to say their names?
I know.
Just like
So,
the other ones?
Skinny minis,
Yes.
flesh pedestrians,
Yes.
skin blanks. I will,
Definitely not skin mall walkers.
again, not that.
Actually, the mall walkers are even more horrifying. I don't know if anyone has ever been stuck in this routine of okay, picture this. It's summer. You're on summer break in elementary school. You're 11 years old and your parents ship you off to your grandparents' house 2 hours away, and you're there for the majority of summer break, give or take 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And your grandparents have no routine. They don't do anything except wake up at the ass crack of dawn, which was probably 5 a.m., to go with all their little old lady and old man friends, all their little old people friends, and they walk in the mall. And then you are forced to be mall walking at the tender age of 10, and you're being asked by some random super duper sweet, but some random 83-year-old man if I've ever seen Lassie, because I was carrying around a stuffed animal of a collie. And that's a true story on my trauma. No, but the mall walkers.
The mall
skinny
walkers.
mall walkers.
The skinny mall walkers.
You're not supposed to say their names.
So
The Windy Bros.
this is not what this is about, but It's actually interesting because Wendigos and then skinny minis are actually different things,
Like,
different entities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't they both?
Because I know a lot of people think they're the same and they're not.
Don't they both stem from? I know skinny minis stem from Native American culture, and Wendy Bros, they also do too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Whereas like a skinny mini is more of a shapeshifter, and from everything I've read about them over the years, I feel like it's just more of a spirit. Obviously not a good spirit, but a negative spirit. Whereas a Wendigo is like a physical creature. It is a creature, and it's terrifying.
Aren't they like very popular in Canada and the Appalachians, right?
Maybe. Most of the cases I've read about when it comes to Wendigos, Canada.
Maybe I'm just mixing it up with the skinny minis, but I feel like they also both, like, they're everywhere.
They are.
They're everywhere, so.
They're within you. No.
Do not put that on me, god dang. They're not within me. I rebuke that in the name of this Red Bull sugar-free that I am drinking.
What flavor?
What is it? Iced vanilla berry. If you guys have not had the iced vanilla berry Red Bull, I'm a Red Bull girly. I cannot stand a Monster. Love a Red Bull. Drink like one. This is my first one today. 1 to 2 a day though. Most of the time just one a day. The sugar-free flavors, they're amazing. And I don't know, I love the original, but this iced vanilla berry one, banging. So good.
Not sponsored yet.
Not sponsored, but we should be, because I spend a lot of money on Red Bulls.
Hopefully we can get there. One day.
One day, mate. One
All right.
day.
Well, you saying mate. All right, chaps.
I know something you don't know, except you're about to find out.
I'm very excited to go on this adventure with all of you.
Are you taking us?
I'm taking you.
To Europe?
Perhaps. So,
Yay.
I've always had a fascination with cryptids. From the Wendigo to Mothman, these creatures have always intrigued me. This intrigue started for me when I was a little itty bitty child.
I'm talking baby Maddie.
Man, I'm talking a child. Because my grandfather, he passed in 2007 at, the age of 7 for me. So I feel like he had to have told me about these two creatures when I was maybe 5 or 6.
So you were a weird kid just like me, and you also had grandfathers that were telling you about things that little 7-year-olds shouldn't know.
Shouldn't.
Also like me.
Should not.
Like when I came home talking about Beavis and Butthead and what was the other one? Misery and the movie Psycho. And I was like literally a child, and my mother, who is very Christian, was like, how do you know these things? And I was like, oh, well, this is why you don't send me away all summer long to go mall walking.
That's it.
It's because then I also turn into a creepy kid who watches Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters at the time all day long.
That's okay.
But that's why we're here. Shaped us into who we are.
That's why we are here today.
And I'm sure everyone listening has a similar story too, so.
For sure. Cool kids.
Cool kids.
So my grandfather, who I called Peppa, so if I say Peppa, it's very Southern. I know. Give me a break.
It's better than Peepaw.
Give me a
Shout
break.
out to all the Peepaws out there.
Give me a break.
I don't have a Peepaw. I have a paw.
But he told me and my sister about 2 cryptids that supposedly stalked our hometown. One being about the White Bluff Screamer, which some say is a white-furred beast or banshee, while others say it is a primal protector spirit of the land that resides in Montgomery Bell State Park.
Ooh.
The other cryptid being the werewolf of Dixon County, which is exactly what it sounds like, a literal half wolf, half man that stalks the area known as Werewolf Springs. Yes, it's so cool. Both of these are in Dixon County, which is probably from here about an hour away.
Here being Nashville. So yeah, I assume you've been though to both?
Oh yeah. I mean,
That's
Montgomery
cool.
Bell State Park is where I grew up. Me and my sister would go, we would do the hikes, we would play on the playgrounds there. There is this creepy ass old church, and like a really old log cabin that even as a kid, like it's like historic, right? Even as a child, that shit creeped me out.
So I assume
Creepy.
it's still there and like we can go.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So like October special, we go ghost hunting out there.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
That park has a very heavy feel.
Yeah. Guys, let us know if you want us to go out there and like film it and maybe like make a YouTube video out of it.
Please.
And go ghost hunting for like a little. We're trying to like come up with good things to do for spooky season this year. Obviously,
Yes.
we kind of have to like, we really have to kill it. We have to go all out.
We do.
So
We
anyway,
do.
continue.
But that is where it all started, and my love for cryptids has continued my entire life. Who doesn't love a cryptid?
I do. Me, pick me.
Come
I do.
on. So, recently, with the World Cup and my decision to support England, along with an upcoming trip to the country planned, I had a thought. Does England have tales of cryptids?
Yes,
I mean,
they do.
they have to, right? Mm-hmm. And if so, are they different creatures from the ones we know here in America, or are they similar, if not the same, just with a different name? And yes, ladies, gents, aliens, ghouls, groupies. That is where I said, what the hell? I'm going to do an episode on English cryptids.
Get your tea and crumpets, mate. We're
Come on.
doing cryptids.
Grab your beans.
Oh, your Heinz beans.
Grab your beans and toast, all right? Now, picture it. You're driving through the English countryside, rolling green hills, ancient forests, villages older than America itself. Then, something steps into the road in front of your car. It isn't a deer, it isn't a dog, and according to hundreds of eyewitnesses, it shouldn't even exist. We are going to head across England to investigate creatures that have terrified locals for centuries. Giant black cats stalking farmland, demonic hounds with glowing eyes, a dragon said to guard a hillside. And maybe, just maybe, some of these legends are still alive.
Wow. Tell
Maybe.
me more.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now, big deep breath. That was beautiful. Thank you. Diving into the cryptid lore of England, I realized they have a whole ass slew of tales. I thought to myself, what is it about this relatively small country that has inspired all these stories of monsters, mysterious beasts, and unexplained creatures for centuries? Did a little deep dive, not gonna lie. And part of the answer is as simple as England is old.
Mm-hmm.
Really old.
That's one thing we have a hard time believing. Like, being from America, it's like, oh, yeah, that's old. And it's like 300 years old. Meanwhile, England's over here like, that's nothing. You're still in kindergarten. We have buildings that are like 1,000 years old. Like,
perfect segue because people have lived there for thousands of years. Long before medieval castles dotted the landscape, people were building stone circles,
like Stonehenge.
worshipping in ancient forests, and passing stories down from one generation to the next. Those stories became folklore, of course, and over hundreds, sometimes even thousands of years, they evolved into the legends we're still talking about today.
Yay.
I saw you lean in, so I was like, yes.
I don't know. I just thought I should comment something, and by the time I was like, ooh, time to comment, my brain went blank. My brain went blank. Oh my God. You know what, Tyler? You can leave that in.
Honestly, leave it in. That was amazing.
That's all part of the fun.
It's okay.
You can make fun of me. I know. I deserve it.
She's doing great, everyone.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
You are. I feel like it's the Red Bull. I'm already getting jittery.
You know, it very well could be, but still, Red Bull sponsor us because we
Please.
wanted to feel jittery.
We wanted to.
We were tired.
Tired as hell.
We were we were just antiquing, and then we went and got Mexican with our friend Carolina, and yeah,
I could throw up.
we were really tired after that. It's like It was Thanksgiving dinner all over again. And we never got our naps. So now we're just like raw dogging it with our Red Bulls. So
We are.
bear with us, particularly me,
Yes.
please.
Now, England is also the perfect setting for these kinds of tales. I mean, picture the rolling hills disappearing into thick fog, dense forests where the trees seem to swallow the sunlight, ancient churches that have stood for nearly 1,000 years, crumbling castles, vast lonely moorlands where you can walk for miles without seeing another person. If there were ever a place that you'd expect to stumble across something that shouldn't exist,
It's there.
it's there, baby. It is definitely there. And another reason these legends have endured is that England has a long history of recording unusual events. Monks, travelers, historians, and everyday villagers wrote about strange encounters for centuries before anyone had cameras or scientific investigations. Of course, some of those stories were probably exaggerated, and others may have been influenced by religion or superstition, sure. But every now and then, something very interesting happens. Different people from different generations sometimes describe seeing the exact same thing. And that is where just folklore starts to blur with mystery. What is even more interesting is that many of these cryptids aren't just creatures from old legends. People still report seeing them today.
That's the best part, too.
It is. It's so freaking good. I love it.
I'm excited. Like, I know a good bit about this kind of stuff, but also it's like I haven't really studied it recently, so I know I'm forgetting, like,
For sure.
a bunch. Even I was like, oh, my favorite cryptid, and I still couldn't get his freaking full name right. So I'm excited to like get a little refresher course and maybe even like learn some new ones. So,
Well, you know, there are modern eyewitnesses who claim to have encountered enormous black cats roaming the countryside. Others tell stories of giant black dogs with glowing eyes appearing on deserted roads before vanishing without a trace.
how enormous and how giant?
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't you worry.
I'll sit down and be quiet.
Some even swear they have seen winged humanoid creatures flying over ancient churches.
Mothman?
Perhaps. I mean, are these simply just cases of mistaken identity, clever hoaxes, stories that have taken a life of their own? Or are there things out there that have managed to stay hidden all this time? I don't know, but that is exactly why cryptids are so fascinating. Whether they are flesh and blood creatures, supernatural beings, or simply legends passed down, they tell us something about the people who encountered them. They reflect our fears, our curiosity, and our desire to explain things we can't quite understand. So, with that being said, grab a pint and come along with us as we explore some of England's most famous cryptids.
I don't quite have a pint, but I do have, again, me Red Bull. So is that going to be good enough today, mate? You do have a pint.
I have a pint glass, everybody. It's got water in it. I'm sorry.
Water. Well, just pretend it's vodka.
Water, right? Yeah, right.
Drinking water. Have you seen that old, I think it's from the Hysteria tour of Rick Savage, and it's like the old Def Leppard, like behind the scenes on tour, like videos, and they walk in on Rick Savage, and he's like, "You always catch me when I'm drinking water," and it's like 100% like tequila or vodka or some shit, and I'm like, good for you.
Good for him.
Good for you, dog.
As you should. Now, let's begin with one of the most famous modern tales. The Beast of Bodmin Moor. Now, I do want to say, everyone, give me a break. I am Southern.
American as fuck, boy. Unfortunately.
I really am. So, if I butcher any of these names, I do apologize, but I am from the South. So,
We are both from the South, and do we like it?
no.
Not really, but just give us a break, y'all.
Listen, I deal with the cards I'm dealt. And these were the cards that I was dealt.
I know, we're making the most of it.
We are.
It's a struggle.
Now, supposedly, if you ask people in England the name of the country's most famous cryptid, there is a good chance they will say the beast of Bodmin Moor. I think it's Bodmin. I'm going to go with Bodmin. I know I said Bodmin. I'm going to go with Bodmin.
Well, like I said, it's Lake Bodom.
True.
Or is it Bottom? Bodom. It's Bodom.
English.
The children of Bodom.
English people. Chime in.
But don't yell at us. Chime in nicely. Don't hurt our little feelings.
I'm going to go with Bodmin. That just feels right. Anyway, unlike many cryptids that are rooted in ancient folklore, the beast of Bodmin Moor is a much more modern mystery. People aren't claiming this happened hundreds of years ago. Rather, they're claiming they've seen it within our own lifetime. So what exactly is the beast? The legend centers around Bodmin Moor, a rugged, windswept stretch of countryside in Cornwall in the southwest of England. It's a place filled with rocky outcrops, thick patches of brush, ancient ruins, and miles of open land. Fog often rolls across the moor, making it easy to lose your bearings. That's terrifying.
Spooky.
Yes.
It's like a Scooby-Doo episode.
It is. It really is. Even in broad daylight, it has an eerie atmosphere, and it's not hard to imagine something watching you from a distance. Reports of a large black cat began surfacing in the late 1970s and exploded throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Witnesses consistently described a sleek, muscular animal much larger than an ordinary house cat.
Danzig?
Perhaps.
Daddy Danzig?
Some estimated it was the size of a Labrador. Others claimed it looked more like a leopard or panther. Most described its coat as completely black, its movements as silent and graceful, and its eyes as piercing, sometimes even glowing in low light. Many sightings happened at dawn or dusk when visibility wasn't perfect, but not all of them. Some people insisted they saw the creature clearly crossing roads, stalking fields, or disappearing into the brush before they could get a closer look. As sightings increased, so did reports of livestock attacks.
Ooh.
Shocking, I know. Farmers began finding sheep with injuries that didn't seem consistent with foxes or stray dogs. Some claimed the wounds had been made by a much larger predator. Naturally, rumors spread quickly. Was there really a big cat living on Bodmin Moor? One theory points to the British Dangerous Wild Animals Act of 1976. After the law made it more difficult to keep exotic animals as pets, some people believed owners may have released animals they could no longer legally care for. If someone had owned a panther or another large cat and set them free, could it survive in the English countryside?
That's true. And like the other thing is that like brings up a good point is I would think everyone's first instinct would be like, well, maybe there's not a zoo close by, but like a zoo animal or something, or somebody's like private, like you said, private collection, private pet, if you will. They somehow got a giant cat out there. I would assume that would be like the first thing your mind goes to.
Right. For sure. And it isn't as far-fetched as it might sound. Big cats are incredibly adaptable. Leopards in particular are solitary, stealthy hunters capable of surviving in a wide range of environments. If there were enough prey and enough places to hide, some people argue that one or even a small number of them could have lived undetected for years. Others, however, aren't convinced. Shocking, I know. Skeptics argue that eyewitnesses can easily misjudge the size of an animal, especially from a distance. Of course, a large domestic cat, a black dog, or even a deer moving through tall grass can appear much more mysterious under poor lighting conditions. Once the legend of the beast became well known, some researchers believe people may have started interpreting ordinary sightings through the lens of an extraordinary story. Of course, but things are going to get interesting, as they always do. In 1995, the British government launched an official investigation into the beast. Scientists searched for physical evidence that could confirm the presence of a big cat living in the area. The investigation concluded that there was no evidence of a breeding population of large cats on the moor. However, The report didn't rule out the possibility that an escaped single exotic cat could have been responsible for at least some of the sightings. And that uncertainty kept the legend alive. Duh. Over the years, people have pointed to blurry photos, mysterious paw prints, and grainy video as proof that the beast does indeed exist. Most have been dismissed as inconclusive, but every so often, a new sighting makes headlines and the mystery begins all over again. I know. Personally, I don't believe every single sighting can be explained the same way. I mean, some were probably cases of mistaken identity, sure. Others could have been exaggerated as the legend spread. But I also don't think it's impossible that an escaped exotic cat may have wandered through the area at one point. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen, and large cats have occasionally turned up in unexpected places around the world.
I still want to go with cryptid, though.
I know. Or maybe it is a supernatural creature from another dimension?
Another dimension, another dimension, another dimension, another. I knew you leaned back to give me. You knew I was going to do that. She literally leaned away from her microphone, I feel like.
I did.
Because she knew I was going to do that.
I sure did. Now, whatever people have seen on Bodmin Moor, one thing is certain. The beast has become part of England's modern folklore. It's a legend that's still evolving with every new eyewitness adding another chapter to the story. If you ever find yourself hiking through Bodmin Moor at dusk, and you catch a glimpse of a large black shape slipping silently through the heather, remember one thing. Sometimes the scariest monsters aren't the ones from ancient legends. Rather, they're the ones people claim are still out there.
Ooh. Two things can be true at the same time.
That's it.
All I have to say about that.
That's it. All right. Now, this one isn't your typical creepy clown story.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one.
Oh. Now, there are no haunted circuses, no killer jesters lurking in the woods. Instead, this is one of the strangest close encounters ever reported. One that somehow manages to be bizarre, wholesome, and deeply unsettling all at the same time. This tale comes from out of the
land of Razzle, the Isle of Wight.
I had to let her say that.
Yes.
Just off the southern coast of England in May of 1973.
Also the time when Razzle, if you don't know who Razzle is, Razzle Dingley, Nicholas Dingley, the drummer for Hanoi Rocks that was sadly murdered by Vince Neil of Motley Crue. And Vince, did little to no, basically 30 days of jail time, paid a little fine, did a little this, did a little that, made a few public appearances saying, don't drink and drive, which, here's our little PSA, guys, do not drink and drive.
Do not.
But Hanoi Rocks, if you listen to the first episode, you know that, or if you know me at all, really, you know that's one of my favorite bands. Maddie loves them too. Mm-hmm. And R.I.P. Razzle, I just had to say that publicly.
Yes.
And this is where Razzle grew up, was on the Isle of Wight. And this is also the time that Razzle would have been living there. So, I don't know, maybe that's also, I love clowns, but that might also be why I'm like a little attached to Sam the Sandown Clown.
Absolutely. So, this is the story of Sam the Sandown Clown. All right, let's get into this. Now, one afternoon, a young girl named Faye and a local boy were walking near a golf course, ? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say ?
Do they have golf courses in England?
It's a good question. Because the thing about this particular, which I don't want to say this particular story, but quite frankly, a lot of these cryptid stories, they vary. Obviously, they're going to vary. So, when I was on the internet, because yes, my source is the big wide web, because again, when it comes to cryptids, it's a little tough to get books and whatnot. But they all vary, but I don't know why I saw golf course the most. And I was like, okay,
So a golf course in 1970s Isle of Wight. ?
Question mark.
Question mark, question mark.
But I just want to say, It's not just this story, but for, cryptids in general, it is a little tough because stories are varying. Should have said that at the beginning, but here I am saying it now. Now,
Disclaimer.
big disclaimer.
Better late than never.
Also, I say local boy because I have not found his name.
Okay.
Like, we know Faye, but we don't know who the local boy was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, just in case anybody's wondering that. Now, they were taking that walk when they heard what sounded like someone crying. Naturally, they went to investigate. Following the sound, they climbed over a small wooden bridge into a marshy area. That is when the two children saw him. He was around 7 feet tall with an oversized round head. That made me laugh. Like, all of the accounts and like all of the different, tellings of the story, it was always he had a very oversized round head.
That is a big noggin.
It's a big noggin, okay?
Humpty Dumpty, some may say. Sounds very, like, eggy.
Yeah, right? His skin, or maybe his costume, was completely white. He had triangular eyes. Creepy.
Mm-hmm.
A painted-looking nose, and tufts of reddish-brown hair sticking out from either side of his head.
Wait, this kind of sounds like me.
Shut up. Shut up. He
well,
wore
the red hair, the pasty white skin.
Oh, dear. He wore what looked like a blue collar or neck ruffle and a one-piece outfit with no visible seams. I found that interesting because I read that a lot too. It was specifically pointed out that there were like no visible seams on his outfit.
Was he naked? Was that just like his skin?
Right.
And not a costume? Like he wasn't wearing any clothes. He was just streaking
Right.
through the golf courses, over the river into the woods to grandmother's house we go, streaking, and then Hansel and Gretel come walking up on the naked clown boy.
Right. I don't know.
Okay.
It was very interesting, though.
What color was it just white?
Yeah.
He was naked.
It's
kind of like SpongeBob, like naked but nothing there, just like a Ken doll. The G.I. Joe, you like strip them down and you're like, oh, that's nothing there.
Nothing there. Now, the children later described him as looking like a clown, but not quite. Not a circus clown, but more like someone who had heard the description of a clown and tried to recreate one from memory. According to Faye, the figure wasn't threatening. In fact, he seemed just as surprised to see the children as they were to see him. He introduced himself with a strange phrase. Hello, and I am all colors, Sam.
But he wasn't all colors because he was white.
I know.
Also, I'm thinking, like, I'm kind of picturing a Jack in the Box.
Right.
Where you, like, and you, like, I don't know, you do it until it opens, and it goes, ha, and it's like, I just picture this.
I know.
Okay, interesting.
So, Sam invited the children into a nearby hut made from corrugated metal. I was like, what?
That sounds hot, and
Doesn't
they don't
it?
have AC in England.
Exactly. Again, somehow, despite every instinct screaming, don't go into the creepy shack with the mysterious clown, they accepted.
I would too, honestly.
Inside, the children noticed all sorts of strange objects, books scattered around, strange devices they couldn't identify, and furniture that looked almost homemade. Sam appeared fascinated by everyday human objects and asked the children questions about them, almost like he'd never encountered them before.
So he's an alien.
At one point, he offered them berries. When the children asked where he'd gotten them, Sam pointed to a nearby bush and said he collected food because he needed to eat.
That boy ain't eating.
Right?
Maybe those children. Maybe eating those children, but he's not eating no berry. Come on. You are an alien, sir.
Now, as you know, this is already strange enough, but things got even more strange from there. The children asked Sam who he was. Instead of giving a normal answer, he said he wasn't really a clown at all. He claimed his name was Sam and that his people were from somewhere else. Some versions of the story say he referred to his home as another world. Others claim he simply called it the place without names. When asked how he got there, Sam allegedly pointed up towards the sky. Okay, sir. We get it. We definitely get it. Throughout the encounter, Sam displayed bizarre behavior. Witnesses said he moved swiftly, almost mechanically, and occasionally covered his ears when birds would fly over. Almost like the sound of that hurt his ears.
Okay.
Very interesting. That part, I don't know why, but it was just really interesting to me. I don't know. The convo lasted close to half an hour. Eventually, Sam politely told the children it was time for them to leave. The kids walked home completely bewildered, unsure if they had just met an eccentric recluse, an elaborate prankster, an extraterrestrial, or something far stranger. What is so fascinating is that neither child seemed interested in becoming famous. Faye didn't publicly tell her stories for years, and when investigators eventually interviewed her, she remained consistent with the details she'd remembered since childhood. It was just an incredibly strange meeting with someone, or something, that called itself Sam. And to this day, no one has ever been able to explain exactly who or what the Sandown clown really was. And I have to add this, because this was really interesting. Supposedly, Faye had strange follow-up encounters with the entity or similar beings as she grew older into the 1980s. So it wasn't just one. It was multiple.
And how old was she again when this happened the first time? Just young?
Yeah.
Because you know what they say of, like, as you mature, especially with kids, as they mature, when they hit puberty, that's, like, peak for, like, demonic poltergeist behavior, paranormal behavior. It's like, that's kind of when it peaks and then I feel like dies off.
For sure.
So it's interesting that, like, as you always hear that, like, as a child that's seen stuff, I mean, even with me, I definitely don't see as much stuff or hear as much stuff, experience as much stuff now as I used to.
Right.
So it's like as she got older, but I guess it stopped. She stopped encountering him in the 80s.
I guess.
So as she probably, like, matured, probably reached her, like, late teens, early 20s.
Right.
It was kind of like, I have no use for you anymore, and stopped appearing to her.
Perhaps.
Or did something happen to him? Did he go away?
We just don't know.
He got beamed up.
Him and his naked self got beamed up.
Oh, Sam, put some clothes on.
That's probably why he got beamed up.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's running naked.
In the nude.
In the nude. On Earth, in front of their young.
We say that. And, like, he could have been wearing clothes and just they were tailored really, really well with no seams.
For sure.
Or these children just had poor eyesight and needed glasses.
Perhaps.
Which would be the case for me.
That's fair. All right. Now, this next cryptid on the list, personally for me, was one of the most unsettling that I looked into. And it's called the Black Shuck.
Isn't that a song by The Darkness?
Boom.
Hey, I'm onto something.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Now, unlike the beast of Bodmin Moor, which might be explained by an escaped exotic cat, Black Shuck belongs to a much older and much darker tradition. This isn't just a mysterious animal. According to legend, it's a supernatural omen of death. For centuries, primarily the countries of Norfolk and Suffolk?
Okay.
Don't know if I'm saying these right. I'm so sorry.
It sounds right to me.
I'm rolling with it.
But I could also be wrong. Again, we're from the South. Give us a break.
We are. So those two have reported encounters with an enormous black dog wandering lonely roads, churchyards, forests, and desolate coastlines. It's said to be much larger than any ordinary dog. Witnesses often describe it as standing nearly as tall as a person when on all fours, with shaggy black fur so dark it seems to absorb the light around it. Which, I don't know why, when I read that, it gave me chills.
It almost sounds like Vanta Black, where it's, like, so black it doesn't absorb light. It doesn't reflect light. Nothing.
Exactly. That just, gave me the heebie-jeebies. And then there are its eyes. Nearly every version of the legend mentions the same detail, glowing red eyes. Not eyes that reflect light like an animal's would, but eyes that seem to burn like hot coals, visible even when in complete darkness. That's so creepy. Some stories say it appears silently, while others say you hear its heavy footsteps behind you, only to turn around and find nothing there, until suddenly it's standing in the middle of the road in front of you. Hell no.
Hell no.
Really. The unsettling part to me is that Black Shuck rarely attacks. Instead, it's believed to be a harbinger, an omen. Many legends claim that simply seeing Black Shuck means tragedy is on the horizon. Some versions say the witness who sees it will die within a year. Others believe the creature appears just before the death of a loved one or before a major disaster. Whether you believe it or not, you can only imagine why people were terrified of encountering it. Hello?
I would be absolutely horrified.
Right. Ugh. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Now, the most famous story involving Black Shuck supposedly took place on August 4th, 1577.
Oh my goodness. See,
Jeez.
us as Americans, we cannot comprehend, like, it was just, there was just Native American.
Yeah.
And, I mean, good. That, their land. Their land, and that's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Christopher Columbus came, I guess, a little bit before then, but.
A little.
What, 1492?
Right?
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Some shit like that.
Something like that.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, I'll do you in the bottom while you're drinking sangria. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. England was experiencing a violent thunderstorm. Oh no. Rain poured down, lightning lit up the sky, and people sought shelter inside the church in the village of Blytheburg. Don't know if that's how you say it. Burr?
I would say Blytheburg.
Right?
Yeah.
God help me, y'all. I'm not going to make it when I'm over there. Okay. According to historical accounts, in the middle of the service, so I guess they were like, you know what? We're just going to have a service.
It gets more and more horrifying.
I found that very interesting, but I guess they started just having a service. The church doors suddenly burst open. A gigantic black dog ran inside. Panic erupted. The creature allegedly charged through the congregation with incredible speed. Some reports claim it killed 2 people instantly.
Oh, wow.
Others say it left several people badly injured before disappearing as suddenly as it had arrived. Just poof. Gone.
Interesting. Did
Right?
he, like, disappear out a door or just disappear into thin air? Or we don't know.
The vibe that I was getting from everything I read, it really seemed like it was just like poof.
Wow.
Kind of creepy. Not kind of. Very creepy. Now, as if that wasn't unsettling enough, another nearby church in Bungay. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all's towns are goofy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It looks like Bunyan.
It does.
Bunyan and, like, Bengay.
Like,
Do you put Bengay on a bunion?
how do we...
Bungay?
Bungay.
There's no way.
Right?
I'm so sorry. If this is your town.
I'm sorry.
And
but-
we are kind of making fun of it. You know, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's the American in me, and I know we have a lot to apologize for, but this,
Give us a break.
just add this to the list.
But the crazy thing is that they reported a remarkably similar incident on the very same day. There, too, witnesses claimed a massive black dog appeared during the storm, leaving death and destruction in its wake before vanishing without a trace. That's crazy.
So are they like hellhounds?
That's kind of the vibe I get.
Hellhounds from Hades?
Maybe? I don't.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Because it doesn't even sound like a werewolf necessarily.
It doesn't.
It doesn't sound like it's half man. It just sounds like it's all dog. And to me, that sounds like a hellhound.
For sure. And especially the eyes. Like glowing red eyes.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. But even today, visitors to Blytheburg Church, are shown deep gouges in one of the wooden doors. Locals have long claimed those are the claw marks left behind by Black Shuck. Whether they actually are, well, that's up to you.
Meanwhile, it was just somebody's German Shepherd that they never properly kennel trained.
Of course, not every encounter with Black Shuck ends in violence. Many modern sightings describe something much quieter. Drivers on lonely country roads report seeing an enormous black dog standing in the distance. As they get closer, it simply disappears. Hikers have claimed they were followed for miles by something they could hear but never fully see. That's creepy. I don't like that.
That is creepy because, what if it's an animal? What if it's a man? Are you choosing Black Shuck or man?
Right.
I still choose Black Shuck, but also scary though.
Also scary. Others say the dog silently walks beside them before fading into the darkness without leaving a single footprint.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
What's even more fascinating is that Black Shuck isn't unique, okay? Across Britain, there are dozens of legends about spectral black dogs. Now, gosh dang it, if I don't know how to say this one. Yorkshire.
Like the terriers?
Yorkshire.
The pudding?
In Yorkshire. Okay, sorry. I'm having a good time.
I don't know if I am.
I could tell. Her face said it all. I don't think she's having as good a time as I am.
No, I am. I'm just kidding. I just have to give her a hard time.
See, I know that Lancashire, is it Lancashire? Lancashire?
Lancashire?
Sure.
Lancashire.
Lancashire. Okay, anyway. In Yorkshire, there's the Barghest in, she'll say it for me.
Lancashire.
There's the this one's tough. Skriker? I don't even know. Again, these are all just tales of black dogs. Very interesting. Wales has the Gwilky. Even farther north in Scotland, there are stories of ghostly hounds haunting lonely roads. It's almost as if every region has its own version of the same terrifying creature. So why? Some historians believe these stories evolved from ancient pagan beliefs about guardian spirits protecting the land. As Christianity spread across England, those protective spirits may have gradually transformed into darker figures associated either with death or Satan. Lucifer.
Satanas. Lucifer. I don't want to get sued, so I'm not going to do anymore.
No more. Others think the stories served as warnings. I mean, imagine living in medieval England where roads were unlit, forests were dangerous, and traveling alone at night could be deadly. I mean, this isn't Skyrim, unfortunately.
I mean, even in Skyrim, that is the case.
Man, we get mugged. A terrifying black dog became the perfect cautionary tale to keep people from wandering after dark. Then there are those who believe Black Shuck isn't folklore at all. Paranormal investigators have suggested it could be some kind of ghost, an interdimensional being.
I like that one.
I know.
That's cool.
I do too.
An interdimensional hellhound. That's actually the coolest.
Or even a residual haunting tied to places where tragedy occurred.
That's the saddest.
That is, it really is.
Let's go with interdimensional hellhound.
I mean, yeah.
Not anything residual. That makes me sad.
I know. And of course, there are people who insist they've seen it with their own eyes. Personally, I think Black Shuck is one of those legends that has endured because it taps into something deeply human. Almost everyone has experienced that uneasy feeling of walking alone at night, that strange sensation that someone or something is following just behind you.
Rockwell.
Most of the time, it's nothing, But legends like Black Shuck make you wonder, what if just this once it wasn't nothing?
What if it was Black Shuck?
What if it was Black Shuck?
Oh.
What if it was, mate? Right.
The only thing scarier, Justin Hawkins following you in the dark in the woods. We love you, Justin.
We do, but man, imagine that. That would be horrifying.
And he's just like, you hear in the distance, I really have nothing called love. And then like 5 minutes later, you just hear quietly, almost like an old Greg type character, just listen to the rhythm of my heart.
You do.
Why did that sound a little BG-esque?
It did, didn't it?
That was horrifying. I scared myself. Do not judge that.
That's okay. Now we're going to head to something a little more modern. A creature that has been described as part bird, part human, and completely terrifying.
Man, bear, pig?
Close.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not. This is the story of Owl Man, not Mothman.
What?
They have Owl Man.
What in the world? I've never heard of Owl Man.
Well, get ready, buddy.
Did they like signal into the sky like Batman, but instead of a bat, it's
an owl?
Owl Man. And instead of a Batmobile, he has an Owlmobile.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that's all I've got. That's as far as I've gotten. He's very smart. He wears glasses.
I could see that.
And I don't know, aren't like owls stereotypically supposed to be like smart? Like,
yeah.
Maybe he's a teacher in his off time. That's what it is.
He's a teacher at Hogwarts, he is.
Sure.
Yes.
So we've determined that he is a teacher at a university.
At uni.
At uni. A teacher at uni in his off time when he's not busy saving the town because he's Owl Man.
He's Owl Man. Now.
Oh no. What have we done?
Often referred to as Britain's answer to Mothman, Owlman is one of England's strangest cryptid cases because unlike many legends that stretch back hundreds of years, this creature appeared in a very specific place during a very specific time. Pretty much like Mothman. Mm-hmm. The story begins in the summer of 1976 in the small village of Monnin Smith in Cornwall.
Now that sounds southern.
Nan.
Malnan, if that's how you say it. Malnan,
Do you
guys.
think I know? I come to these freaking names and I'm like, oh no.
The panic sets in.
Oh shit. It's taking me for a ride. I'm southern. I can't help it. Near the ancient church of St. Monan and St. Stephen. It was here that two young sisters, Jane and June Melling, reported seeing something they couldn't explain. While exploring near the church grounds, they claimed they saw a large creature rising from the trees. At first, they thought it was some kind of bird. At closer look, they realized this was no ordinary bird or animal. They described a creature standing upright with a human-like shape, covered in dark feathers, with large pointed ears, glowing red eyes, and massive wings.
It's Owlman.
It's Owlman. It's him. The sisters were so frightened that they ran away and later told their father what they had seen. At the time, most people probably would have dismissed the story as childhood imagination. However, other sightings began to appear. Later that same summer, two teenage girls visiting that area reported seeing a similar thing near the church. They described a large flying figure with red eyes hovering above them before disappearing into the sky. The descriptions were remarkably similar. A tall, winged creature, a bird-like appearance, a frightening presence, and always those strange glowing eyes. This is just creepy. It really is. As more stories surfaced, the creature became known as Owlman. Now, the first question most posed is what exactly did these people see? One theory is that Owlman could have been a misidentified animal. Cornwall has a wide variety of wildlife, and large birds like owls can appear much bigger than they actually are, especially at night or when seen unexpectedly. A person who is already frightened may interpret a strange shape or movement as something much more mysterious. Some researchers have suggested the sightings could have been caused by a large owl species, possibly a Eurasian eagle owl. These birds are enormous with wingspans that can reach over 6 feet. What?
So that kind of also sounds like Owlman.
Kind of does sound
Okay.
like Owlman. They have large eyes, powerful claws, and a very intimidating appearance. However, skeptics point out that the description of Owlman doesn't sound exactly like a normal bird. The witnesses weren't just describing a large owl. They described something that seemed almost human, a creature that stood upright, a creature with a body shaped unlike any known bird, a creature that appeared to intentionally interact with them, and that's where the mystery begins. Some paranormal researchers believe Owlman could be connected to older folklore surrounding bird-like creatures. Throughout history, culture around the world have had legends of human-animal hybrids. From ancient stories of harpies to supernatural bird spirits, humans have always been fascinated and frightened by creatures that exist somewhere between human and animal. And that is true. There's a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, a lot of that. There's also an interesting connection to the location itself. The sightings happened near an ancient church. For centuries, churches, graveyards, and old ruins have been associated with ghost stories, strange encounters, and local legends. Whether it's because these places genuinely have unusual energy or simply because they create the perfect atmosphere for scary stories, they continue to be the setting for countless paranormal encounters. And honestly, a dark churchyard in Cornwall is probably one of the most creepy places you can imagine seeing something unusual. A place surrounded by trees, a place filled with history, a place where the fog rolls in and makes everything look unfamiliar. It's the perfect setup for a cryptid encounter. Pretty much. Unlike some legends, Owlman sightings didn't continue consistently for decades. After the reports in the 1970s, encounters became much less common, but the story never disappeared. Today, Owlman remains one of England's most famous cryptids and has become part of modern British folklore.
And pretty soon, there's going to be a comic strip about Owlman,
Yes.
just like Batman.
You
Maybe
think so?
we'll make this happen. Wait, that could be fun.
Owlman.
Wow.
I had to block
Stunning.
a part out.
Who would his sidekick be?
That's a good question.
I mean, you could still go on the bird theme and it could still be Robin.
That's
Rockin'
true.
Robin. Owlman and Rockin' Robin. Just like Stranger Things or like that song.
Boom.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin. Don't want to get sued.
We
Tweet.
can't get
Tweet,
sued.
tweet.
So, all right, let's switch it up again for some medieval folklore now.
My favorite.
I know. Let's talk about a creature that feels like it came straight out of a fantasy novel, or in our case, Skyrim. A dragon.
My favorite.
I know, I'm excited.
I love a dragon.
I think you're going to like this. The story of the Dragon of Wantley comes from Yorkshire, England, and dates back to the 1500s. Unlike many cryptid legends where people claim to have seen a creature in modern times, the story has become more of a legendary tale passed down through generations, which I think this is just so cool. Like, we don't have anything like that
No, we
in
don't.
America.
Well, I don't know about you, but I believe in dragons, and I think like dragons and dinosaurs could very much be related. And I just feel like a lot of people, at least in America, but probably around the world, but probably specifically here, we don't believe in dragons. But I feel like other cultures like are heavy on the dragons.
They are.
So,
They're cool.
you know, another tick down for America.
Womp womp. So, according to the legend, a dragon made its home near Warncliffe Crags in Yorkshire. The creature was said to have a powerful body covered in armor-like scales, poisonous breath, and a dangerous tail that could kill anyone who got too close. Naturally, people living nearby were terrified. The dragon supposedly terrorized the countryside, destroying crops, attacking livestock, and making the area unsafe for anyone who dared to cross its path. Eventually, a man named Moore of Moore Hall,
What a name.
decided enough was enough. But unlike the knights in traditional dragon stories, Moore didn't defeat the creature with a sword or magical weapon. According to legend, he created a suit of armor covered in spikes and used his cleverness to get close enough to defeat the dragon. This is where things get interesting once again.
It's been interesting. What do you mean?
I know, but I feel like there's like a point in the story where it always gets like even more interesting. Maybe that's just me.
The climax. Let's climax together.
I'm so sorry. Many historians believe the Dragon of Wantley may not have been meant to be taken completely literally. In the 1700s, the story became the basis for a popular satirical ballad called The Dragon of Wantley, which mocked corruption and powerful figures of the time. The dragon may have represented something, or someone, much more human. Now, that doesn't mean the legend isn't fascinating. Dragons appear in folklore all over the world, and England is no exception. From medieval manuscripts to royal symbols, these creatures have represented power, danger, chaos, and mystery for centuries. So, was there even a real dragon living in Yorkshire? Probably not in the way we imagine dragons today, but could this story have been inspired by something real? Some theories suggest that unusual fossils, large animals, or misunderstood natural events may have helped create dragon legends throughout history. And honestly, that's part of what makes these stories so interesting. I mean, maybe the people of the past weren't seeing mythical creatures. Maybe they were seeing something they didn't have the words to explain yet. Or maybe they were seeing mythical creatures that no longer exist.
I honestly think that's what it is, because we know there was something. Here's the thing is we have proof, we have evidence of dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
We have evidence of flying dinosaurs. What is a dragon if it's not a flying dinosaur? And you go back to like, I feel like a lot of like Asian cultures have always had dragons represented, like on the Chinese calendar.
Absolutely.
And they know what's up.
Yeah.
They know. Like, I trust that more than I trust anything else. It's like these cultures that have so much history that, again, American history is so small compared to most other countries, you know?
For sure.
And they're telling the same stories over and over and over, and it's passed down, it's tradition.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a dragon is the only animal on the Chinese calendar that we don't see walking around today.
True.
So
true.
I genuinely, like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I believe that like dragons 100% were, whether they were what we would call a dinosaur or not.
Right.
There was something, we have proof of that, and I believe.
I dig it. I mean, I do, right? Like, what is so far-fetched when dinosaur bones, a whole skeleton has been found, but also it gets a little tough because, you know, the way dinosaurs were presented to us was very much like scaly, you know, more like a lizard. Whereas now, as they're doing more research, now they're becoming
it's probably not. It's more
bird-like
feathers and
yeah. But still, I mean, is that so far-fetched to think that there was a giant lizard with wings? Not really.
No. I believe that Alduin one day was flying around, a little Skyrim reference for anybody.
Boy.
I'm more of a party snacks guy myself.
Alduin.
But we love dragon. I love a dragon. I have a big dragon tattoo. The girl with the dragon tattoo. That's me.
That's you. All right. We've covered a mysterious black cat stalking the moors, a phantom dog appearing as an omen of death, a winged creature haunting the skies above Cornwall, and medieval tales from centuries ago. But now, last but not least, and my personal favorite I found while researching, we are leaving the countryside behind and heading into the crowded streets of Victorian England.
Ooh,
I
the
know.
Black Plague.
This legend is quite unlike anything we've talked about so far, because this creature wasn't said to come from an ancient forest or a forgotten cave. He appeared in the middle of one of the largest cities in the world. This is the story of Spring-Heeled Jack. Yee. In the 1800s, London was a city full of contrasts. It was a place of incredible growth and innovation, but it was also dark, crowded, and dangerous. The streets were poorly lit, rumors spread quickly, and people were fascinated by stories of ghosts, monsters, and mysterious figures lurking after sunset. And then, in 1837, people began reporting encounters with something they couldn't explain. A strange figure jumping across rooftops. A man with terrifying features. A creature with impossible abilities. The legend of Spring-Heeled Jack was born. The first reported encounters came from London, where several people claimed they had seen a mysterious attacker who appeared out of nowhere. One of the earliest and most famous accounts involves a woman by the name of Mary Stevens. According to her, she was walking home one evening when a strange man jumped out at her, grabbed her, and kissed her before leaping away into the darkness. The strangest part wasn't the attack, though. It was how he escaped. Witnesses claimed this figure could jump incredible distances, far beyond what any normal person should be capable of. And this wasn't the only unusual description. People claimed Spring-Heeled Jack had glowing, almost fiery eyes. Some people said his hands felt cold and claw-like. Others described him as having sharp metallic claws, pointed ears, and a frightening appearance that was somewhere between a man and a demon. What?
So, Gene Simmons.
Right. Exactly. Some even claimed he could breathe blue flames.
That's cool. Blue flames?
Yeah, blue flames.
That's new.
Very new.
I like it.
As strange as it sounds, these details became a major part of the legend. Soon, more sightings began appearing throughout London and eventually across England. One of the most famous encounters involved an 18-year-old woman named Jane Alsop in 1838. According to her, someone knocked on her family's door late at night, claiming to be the police, warning them about a disturbance outside. When Jane went to investigate, she was confronted by a strange figure wearing a cloak. She later described him as having glowing eyes and long claws. That's so creepy. She screamed, and members of her family rushed to help her, causing the figure to flee. But somehow he escaped, and that became one of the biggest mysteries surrounding Spring-Heeled Jack. How could one person repeatedly appear, attack people, and disappear so easily? Some people believe he wasn't human at all. Newspapers at the time helped spread the story, and rumors began circulating that Spring-Heeled Jack might be a demon, a supernatural creature, or even some kind of monster from another world.
I like the monster idea.
I know. Especially with the blue flames.
Yeah, he's spooky. I like him.
Very spooky. Others had more earthly explanations. Some believed he was a wealthy prankster looking for entertainment. A few theories suggested he may have been someone with knowledge of acrobatics or early technology, using tricks and disguises to create the illusion of supernatural abilities. There were even more rumors that he could have been a member of aristocracy, someone who used his wealth and influence to avoid consequences. Ooh. But no one was ever officially identified. That allowed the legend to grow, of course. Over time, old Spring-Heeled Jack became less like a criminal and more like a character from a comic book, a mysterious figure with incredible abilities who seemed to exist somewhere between hero and a villain.
So we write a comic strip with Owlman and Spring-Heeled Jack.
That's it.
There we go. We have it. Baby, we are there.
We're there.
Write that down.
Write that down. In fact, some historians consider him one of the earliest examples of a modern urban legend. Unlike other folklore creatures tied to specific landscapes, Spring-Heeled Jack belonged to the city, baby. He was out on the streets for a living.
Pictures only begun.
He represented the fears of a rapidly changing world, a world where people wondered, what else could be hiding among us? Ooh. Was he a real person using tricks to scare people? Were the sightings exaggerated by Victorian newspapers hungry for sensational stories? Or did people truly encounter something that defied explanation? We'll probably never know, but just imagine walking through Victorian London at night. Gas lamps flickering, the streets covered in fog. You hear footsteps behind you, you turn around, and standing there is a figure with glowing eyes and a grin that doesn't look quite human. Then before you can react, he jumps over the rooftops and disappears. Kinda badass, in my opinion.
Definitely badass.
Kinda sounds like a superhero, or you could say villain, whichever one you want to say. But there you have it. A journey through some of England's strangest and most unforgettable cryptid legends. It's not just about whether these creatures exist, it's about the stories that people tell when they encounter something they can't explain. For centuries, humans have looked into dark forests, across empty fields, and into the night sky and wondered, was that just my imagination? Is there another explanation? Did I really see something that shouldn't exist? Whether these are misidentified animals, old legends passed down, or something we don't understand, they remind us that the world is a lot stranger than we sometimes like to believe.
Wow, that was great.
That's it.
Amazing job, Maddie. Snaps for Maddie.
I don't even know if y'all can hear that, but
I don't know either. I don't know if you heard my phone go off either. My do not disturb turned off. Oops. My landlord is texting me.
Not the landlord. But what do you guys think? What do y'all feel?
I believe all of it. Who am I to say it's not real?
Right? I thought it was so fascinating because although there are similarities, like Spring Hill Jack, that is so cool. I have never heard anything like that.
He's a badass.
That was
like, who comes up with that?
who
Who just is like, oh, blue flames?
who comes up with that? Claw hands? Like Freddy Krueger? What?
Right. Wild.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Good job, Maddie. That was so... I haven't heard of some of those.
I hadn't either.
Like, I've heard of Spring-Heeled Jack. I've heard of, like, the Black Shuck.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know the details, and it was a good little refresher course on Sam the Sandown Clown.
Yes.
Got it right that time. He's my fave. Love that boy. That boy Sam. Hopefully he was actually wearing clothes.
Hopefully he was not naked in front of children.
That would be very, very bad.
But yeah, a lot of these I did not know at all. I had never heard of probably majority of these, to be quite frank. And it was a load of fun researching all of this. It was just fun.
It was fun hearing about it.
Well, thank you.
And learning along with everybody else, our beautiful, wonderful audience. You've been amazing.
Yes, audience.
Thank you. Give yourself some snaps. Again, don't know if you can hear that or not, but
we're snapping.
We're snapping for you. Not at you, for you. With you.
All three.
We love you.
At you, for you, with you.
It's you.
It's you.
It's all about you guys. On not your 16th birthday. I was going to make a SpongeBob reference.
We might get sued there too. But that would be worth it.
That
would be worth it.
You can get sued for anything these days.
You sure can. You sure can. But if y'all want, let us know what your favorite English cryptid is. I would love to hear from you.
Leave it in the comments on whatever platform you are listening to this on, please.
Please.
Send us a message on Instagram, Grey Schools Groupies Pod at, well, that's it. That's the handle. Grey Schools Groupies Pod. And then I was going to go into our email, which is grayschoolsgroupiespod at gmail.com. If you want to write in a story, or honestly, it doesn't even have to just be a story. Just write in. Tell us what you think of the podcast.
Please.
Send us a DM on Instagram. Let us know what you think of the podcast.
Yeah.
Soon, TikTok. I think we do have a TikTok.
It's
do. Also Grey Schools Groupies Pod, right?
Yes.
And by the way, that is Grays with an E, as in gray like alien, and not gray with an A, which would be the color.
Yes.
It's gray with an E. So in case you ever get a little confused, just want to clear the air there. But you guys knew that.
Yes.
You silly goobers, you knew that.
We would love to hear from you guys. It would mean a whole lot.
And send in your stories.
Please.
I know we keep asking for that, and we're not going to stop until we
get
hear
some
your stories. Because we want to hear your stories. We want to share them with everyone. Again, you can remain anonymous. Come up with a fake name. Give us your real name. Just let us know if you want that shout out, if it's okay to like use your real name, because we don't want to like go telling everybody, airing your dirty laundry when you don't want it. So
correct.
But yeah, any pronouns you want to include, feel free.
Yep.
Send us an email. Tell us your stories. Even if you're like, oh, it's not a huge story, it's just a little one. We'll take little ones. We don't judge. Size doesn't matter here. We accept the size of everyone's stories.
We sure do.
So yes, send us an email, DM us, leave a comment, rate our podcast.
Please.
Apparently that's good when you give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Rate it. Let us know what you think there. Tell your friends about it. Share the word. Share the gospel.
Share the gospel.
Share the gospel of Grey School's groupies.
Please. Please, please, please.
We're trying our best, y'all. We're trying our best here.
We are. Sorry. I'm done. I'm done talking.
I know. Maddie's exhausted. Our Red Bulls are kicking in. My landlord's about to come over to change a filter.
The landlord.
The landlord. I know. I'm like, it is currently, what? Almost 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night.
Brother, we want to play Skyrim. We want to be in bed.
Seriously. And he's
Come
going to
on.
come change my air filter. So I guess he's just being a good landlord. So I can't fault him there. He's great. Shout out
Snaps
Robert.
for landlord.
Yeah, I did just say his name, but that's okay. It's a basic name.
Anybody could be a Robert.
Anyone could be a Robert, yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
We love you guys.
Yes, we love you guys.
And
Thank you.
We'll see you at the next show.
See you next time.
Bye.
Dalio.
Cheerio, mate.
Edited by Tyler Warren. Theme music by Ace Von Johnson. Artwork and logo by Kayla Satan. Produced, researched, and tomfoolery brought to you by Maddie Laster and Kenna Crash.
His father, his father's father, his father's father's father, his father's 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 father.